Hi, my name is Nick, and in today's video I will be showing you how to mount a Garmin or Wahoo heart rate sensor, just the sensor part, onto a brand new polar heart rate strap. And there's going to be a little modification to do, but I think you could do it over at home. You want to note that do this only at your own risk, because I couldn't find any documentations from any of the manufacturers such as Wahoo that says you're allowed to use other manufacturers' soft straps. So I used the Polar soft strap, and that's what I have for this video. So let's go get to it. I ordered this Polar soft strap set, which is a medium to extra large size, new at Amazon, and it came like this in an Amazon bag. So I'll just go ahead and quickly open it. It was brand new, and let's see what's inside. And there we go. So I've done this before, and take a look at this strap here. There's some rubber right here that protrudes further or higher than the metal that's surrounding it right now, and it's on both sides, as you can see right there. The standard Wahoo strap, as you can see here, there's no rubber on the outside, it's flat. So the contacts on this Wahoo are easy to connect. There's no rubber blocking, so there's an easy connection how it just snaps in. Just put the snaps here, and it goes and snaps in just like that. But I want to modify the Polar so I could use it with this Wahoo, and also so I can use it with, I have a Garmin heart rate monitor here too, just the sensor part. Similarly to the Wahoo, the Garmin also has an area around here, so the flaps from the Polar may interfere. And it looks like the Garmin and the Wahoo here, this is the Wahoo, are very similar in terms of the contacts, how far apart they are, and also the knob height. So they should be both compatible with each other as well. So I'm going to first weigh the brand new Polar, and that comes out at 32 grams. And the Wahoo one comes out at 29 grams, 3 grams lighter. And this one, the one I had my Polar on, should also be about 32 grams. Let me wait. Okay, so the Garmin one's about 31 grams. So the 1 extra gram of this Polar shouldn't make too much of a difference, but it is brand new. So without modifying the brand new Polar, if you try to stick on this Wahoo or the Polar, you see, it snaps right back out because this rubber here is pushing up against this section and just pushes it right back out, so it doesn't fit. So we're going to do a little modification. So doing this modification will probably void the warranty, and then you won't be able to return it. And so I got this for about $22, so I guess if it messes up, you're just going to go ahead and lose that $22. And be very careful here that you don't want to cut yourself, because this razor is real sharp, and what you're going to do is trim away and cut out all of this, the siding here, and use your razor to go ahead and cut around all around here to remove the black rubber on that side. So I kind of put it on top of a box or something so I don't cut my desk up, and then go ahead and cut around. As you can see, it's starting to come off, and be careful not to cut too hard or too much, otherwise you could slice right into the heart rate sensor itself, and we don't want to do that. You want to just kind of cut and peel away all the way around, turn it a little bit, bend it if you need to, and again cut away at this rubber and cut it all the way out. So I went ahead and trimmed away on this side, as you can see, compared to the left side where it's still intact. So go ahead and now cut away this upper portion on the other side as well. So the reason I got the Polar strap is because I've used the Wahoo and I've used the Garmin straps as well, and they don't last too long. The Wahoo and Garmin, they each lasted maybe about a year or maybe a little under a year. And with the Polar strap, I've had the Polar before, and it's lasted maybe a year and a half or maybe a little longer. So I think the Polar is maybe a little more durable from the experience. from what I have. So I've just been holding it like this and just kind of chipping away at it or peeling away at it with the razor, and be very careful because this knife is super sharp and I wouldn't want anyone to hurt themselves playing with such a sharp blade. Make sure you get all of this, and at the end just kind of peel it off. Now that I went ahead and trimmed around all the rubber from the sides, let's start off with this Garmin. And from the Polar, it doesn't look like there is an up or down. It doesn't say which side should be the top. But when I used to ride, I used to put this clip here, right here, this on the right side of me, wrap it all the way around my body, and then from here to slide it in, you have to make sure this is open a little bit like this, and then slide this portion right through, and now it's snug. So if I'm facing forward and I have the Garmin here, I want this to face this way, so the label is pointing upward. And let's see if it snaps in. And looks like there's a little bit of a gap here, but it sure enough snaps into the Polar heart rate strap. And you can see here it is the brand new Polar. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. It is brand new, so a little snug fit, and move on to the Wahoo. The Wahoo here, as I mentioned, is about the same size as the Garmin. As you can see, the mounts are a little better. I switched over to the Wahoo, not a major reason, but this one started rusting a little and the connection went a little bad, so I decided to try another heart rate, and so now I'm using the Wahoo. In the same direction, let's have the Wahoo face up and down this way as we're facing forward and pretend we're wearing this. Go ahead and snap this in. It's a pretty simple snap. And the next side, just push it in. Yep, fits in, should work. I'll go ahead and test it. So what's the end of life indicator for these straps? Well, I did have the same question, and pretty much you'll know it when you're at the end of the life, because you might be going up a hill, you constantly go up and you think your heart rate's supposed to be at 150, and you look down at your heart rate monitor and it's showing like 110, and it'll jump to 130 and back to 120. Then maybe move it around and put some moisture water on it, and then it jumps up to 150, 155. So there's a lot of sporadic readings, and that's why I replaced it. Also for the Garmin, as you saw earlier, the edges started corroding a little bit, maybe because from the sweat of my saw, eventually the metallic parts started to rust a little bit, so I figured I gotta go replace the head unit. And as you can see from my strap here, it's just worn out. I mean, I've used it for a year. I've gone through some tough bike rides, I've sweated quite a bit, and so it's time to replace it, and that's the reason why I'm replacing it. So what sizes does medium through extra extra large actually fit? Well, let's go get to that. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, I guess I don't need to put the strap on, but you can see it here. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the table and measure it out to see what sizes chest could probably fit this heart rate Polar strap. So I'm going to measure this from one end to the other end, and this is without stretching the heart rate strap, and it's almost at its, I like to move it all the way to the smallest setting. So let me go ahead to adjust it. You go ahead and just pull this here, and then this strap on this side, tighten that out to even it out, and that's about as tight as it gets, because then you'll be interfering with this section. And I'll go ahead and measure that out with this flexible measuring, and it looks like the minimum non-stretched is about let's say about 25 inches. So if your chest is approximately 25 inches or more, it should be able to fit. I'm going to stretch this all the way out. Just hold this and pull it all the way out to see how big it gets here, and then I will go ahead and measure it after I stretch this all the way out. Well, unfortunately I can't get this whole thing on the video unless I put it on the floor, so I'm just going to go ahead and start here, and you're just going to have to kind of take my word on it that I'm just pulling this all the way across. Oh, there's on the back side is centimeters too. Wonderful. And 35 inches comes out to 89 centimeters, or almost 90 centimeters, 35.5 inches. You could probably be like 36 or 37 centimeters, 36 or 37 inches, which goes to about 94 centimeters because this material stretches. Okay, so to size this thing, you don't really need one of these. You could just kind of do trial and error, but you want to wrap it around your chest just about where you think it'll be. And I come out to about roughly 37 inches. So that's my chest, and I'll go ahead and measure out, probably not 37, maybe 36 or 35. I'll see what fits good, and then I'll report back on what size I like that's how much smaller than the 37. I think I found the right tension that I like, and so it's like if I go around my navel area, it's about 1 inch, and then if I come around where it's supposed to be, it looks like about 2 or 3 inches. So I go ahead and put it on here and rotate the Wahoo up and move it up, and still stretches pretty good. So I think it's a great fit. Let me go ahead and measure it. So I did measure my chest area to be 37 inches, and it looks like I'm stretching it quite a bit when I put it on, because I'm measuring this at about, there we go, about 31. So I'm stretching it 6 inches, and that's about the great fit that I like, because I like it fairly snug but not too snug where I have trouble breathing. I did put it on, and sometimes it lights up, and let's go ahead and look at my Garmin to see if it's working. And sure enough, it's working. The polar heart rate strap is working with the Wahoo heart rate sensor itself. Just snapping it in and cutting off those tabs, and it works like a charm so far. Well, I hope you found this video helpful and that you were able to do this modification if you wanted to. If it did help you, I'd appreciate the thumbs up, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. I plan on releasing some more cycling content in the upcoming future. And as always, have a safe, fun ride on your next bike ride, and hope to see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching.